Hey guys, I basically just got thrown out of the gym because I was about to make the video of how to learn the splits, especially the woman splits. And yeah, so I decided to continue recording at home, and actually it's a good thing because generally speaking you should be able to do this anywhere, so stay tuned. Okay, welcome back live out of my living room. As I told you, in the gym sometimes it's like, you know, people are working out and it doesn't really make sense to film a video there. And also, you know, I want to show you that it doesn't really matter where you are, you can learn or can do the splits anywhere, no excuses. So now it's called the woman splits. I don't know why they call it the woman splits. I guess the Gymnastics Association or someone that came up with it. And question is now, why should you be learning it? If you haven't seen my recent video of why or how to kick higher, click on that right now. It explains a little bit why these splits are essential. And you know, it's just like common sense. The more you can spread your legs, obviously the higher you can kick. Now, before I explain how to learn that split, one more thing I want to say is that it is something which will require determination. Like with most of the things like building muscle or losing weight or whatever it is you want to do, especially with flexibility, is something which will come over time if you stick to it. So make sure that this is something you do on a regular basis. And yeah, so make sure that you're in an area where you've got a bit of I've got a carpet here, so you know you're in my living room. And the reason why is because while you're in a split setting, you will have a lot of pressure on your knees sometimes, you know, depending on which leg you're using. And that can be compensated by using a pillow, but you know, to make it at the beginning quite comfortable, you just use a carpet or something. And then make sure you've got your soxies on, because a sliding ground will be also beneficial. You'll see as we do these exercises why that is. Okay, so let's get started. I'll show you first what the woman split is. So woman split is, you slide in, and that's sort of the woman split. Okay, now what are the muscle groups involved here? First of all, obviously your hamstring at the back. That's the most essential one which will be involved in the actual split. Now the other one is from the other leg, which is at the back. The quad at the front needs to be flexible. So if that's not flexible, we'll be looking a bit like that because the hip flexor is sort of tight. And then we've got the last one, which is your butt. That is also needs to be stretched properly. So here are the 3 stretches for each of these muscle groups, which will help you to go into the split. So first thing, I'm going to focus on our hip flexor. So you put your leg to the front and you push your hip to the front like this. Can you still see me? Yeah, okay. So you push your hip to the front, and important here is now, like I said, you might feel a bit of a pressure on the knee. If that is the case, you use a pillow, put it underneath your leg, and then you push your hip to the front. Now in this case, what can happen is that now we're stretching out this area, which is good, but to increase that stretch, because you might be here, you could push your hip down like that, or you can raise this arm on the side where your leg is and sort of raise it over to the side. That way you increase this stretch dramatically, okay? So that's the first stretch you do. And then in this position, just stay like that. And you push your hip to the back like this. And you sort of, now again, you know, it's like if you feel pressure on the knee, put another towel or a cushion underneath it. So you push forward, so you push your hip backward, keep that leg straight, and now we're stretching out our hamstring here. Now here's, you can use your hands on the side, and you go nice and low to the front. Now breathing is a big thing. So every time you go into the actual stretch, so you breathe in, and then you breathe out. You go into the stretch and you hold it, and you keep breathing, and you hold it, you know, between something like 30 seconds, half a minute, to 60 seconds, depends on, you know, obviously how you want to do it. I mean, there are regulations, or not regulations, but you know, tips of saying scientifically you should be stretching that much. Basically how I stretch is not by any science, it is how I feel. If I feel like, okay, I can, you know, the feeling in stretching is really important, because the muscle itself, it tells you if it is stretched out fully or not. It's not like, you know, it's something you can calculate. It's something you need to feel, and you need to be one with your body, to be a bit more, you know, holistic here. So last one is for your butt, to get that one stretched out. Now this is one of my weak points, and you will see in a second. Now, it's a bit like, so we came from this one into that one, and then the leg at the front. Now we go into the butt stretch. You put your leg to the side, and you sort of lie forward like that. Now, it gets easier as you push your leg towards your hip and you turn over. That's sort of the beginning point. Now, as you push that leg to the front, like this, and you turn over, then you can see that it is something where I still have to work on. So that's something. Why is that stretching your butt? It's called the piriformis. It's a muscle in your butt which gets stretched out as you do this, and that's very beneficial. Now, all these three combined, they will help you to go into the actual woman split. Now, something like, once you've done this a couple of times, here's how you can now slide into the actual split and come back out. So, you're in this position, you put your leg to the front, you do this stretch, go to the back, push your leg back to the front. So you keep doing that a couple of times, and then you slide, and that's why I said make sure you find an area which is sort of, you know, slidey, and then you slide to the front as far as you can go, and you can use your arms now on the side to hold this position. Now you can see I'm not fully on the floor because this might be the case for some of you. So you hold yourself here, okay? And then you can slide back, you can give this another stretch, you can go back, do that another stretch, and you slide again to the front. And you keep doing that as you feel comfortable. At one point, you will be able to go all the way down. Now, that's basically it. It's very simple. I didn't want to make this video too long. Obviously, there are loads of things we can talk about in stretching. Focus on these three stretching techniques, you know, for your hamstring, for your butt, and for your quad. Once you stretch them all out, then you will eventually get there. And yeah, so I hope you liked this video and help you a little bit on the way. Leave your comment in the comment box. Let me know if there's any other stretches you do or you would like to learn, and let me talk about them. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. And as always, thank you for watching.